When I was young, I believed in love. I thought if I gave love, I would get love back. I thought if I worked hard and stayed kind, people would stay with me. But I was wrong. This is my story. It is about how I gave too much to someone who never planned to stay. It is about losing everything and learning to stand again. His name was Nathan. I met him at a party at a friend's new house. It was a quiet Saturday evening. I did not plan to stay long, but we started talking. He asked me simple questions. What was my job? What books did I like? He smiled a lot and made people laugh. I was usually shy at parties, but I felt comfortable with him. He made everything easy. We met again 1 week later. He invited me to a small cafe in the old part of the city. The place had warm lights and old music. He ordered tea, I ordered coffee. We talked for 2 hours. We laughed and shared small stories about our lives. I told him I worked at a library. He said he worked in sales and loved cooking. After that day, we saw each other every few days. He came to my flat with dinner. He called me when he was free. Sometimes he arrived at my building and said, "Let's go for a walk." We walked for hours and just talked. For the first time in a long time, I felt wanted. We dated for almost 2 years. We met each other's families. We went on holidays together. We talked about the future. One day he asked me what kind of wedding I wanted. I told him I wanted something small and simple, with people I loved. He smiled and said, "That sounds perfect." My friends asked when he would propose. I laughed, but the truth was I was waiting. I already imagined our life together. A small house, Sunday dinners, maybe children. I made space for him in all my dreams. Then, one evening in November, everything changed. He called and said he could not come over. He sounded tired. I asked if everything was okay. He said he was busy with work. I said I understood, but something felt wrong. His voice was cold. The next few weeks were different. He sent fewer messages. He cancelled our plans. I tried not to worry. I told myself he was just stressed. But inside I was scared. I felt him moving away from me. I asked if we could meet and talk. He said he was not sure when he was free. I waited. Days passed. Then weeks passed. One night I sent him a long message. I asked if something changed. He replied, "I need time to think. Please give me space." I sat in my kitchen that night and looked at my phone. I read those words again and again. I did not cry. I just felt empty. 3 more weeks passed. I heard nothing from him. One morning my friend Mia came to my flat. She looked worried. She showed me her phone. There was a photo on the screen. It was Nathan with a woman in a red dress. They held hands and smiled. Her hand showed a ring. The words said, "She said yes. Can't wait to spend forever with you." I could not breathe. I gave the phone back to Mia. My ears rang. My hands felt cold. He left me without a word. Now he was engaged to someone else. I stood up and walked to the window. Outside, the world looked normal. Cars moved, people walked, but Everything inside me changed. I felt like a fool. I loved him with everything I had. He did not even say goodbye. The worst part was not that he found someone else. It was that he planned it while he was still with me. All the silence and excuses made sense now. He prepared to leave me for her, and I waited. I hoped. I spent the next days in silence. I did not answer calls. I did not go to work. I stayed in bed and looked at the ceiling. I tried to understand what I did wrong. I asked myself why I was not enough. But slowly, something inside me changed. One afternoon I looked in the mirror. My eyes looked tired. My face looked older. But then I asked myself a question. Why do you keep breaking yourself for people who leave? That night I opened a small notebook. I wrote one sentence. I am not broken. I am learning. I closed the book and went to sleep. It was not much, but it was a start. The notebook became a habit. Every night I wrote something. Sometimes just one sentence. Sometimes one word. Slowly, I began to hear my own voice again. I also started walking, at first just around the block. I did not want to see anyone, but the fresh air helped. The sky helped. It felt like waking up after a long sleep. I returned to the library where I worked. My manager smiled and said, "Take your time, start slow." I did. I helped people and put books on shelves. I stayed quiet, but I felt useful again. Being around stories helped me. If those characters could grow and survive, so could I. A few weeks later, I went to a cafe during lunch. I sat by the window with my tea. Then I saw them across the street. Nathan and her. They held hands. He kissed her cheek. She smiled. I watched them walk into a store. My hands started to shake, but I did not move. I waited until they left. Then I walked back to work. My heart beat fast, but I was still standing. I was still here. That night I thought about seeing him. It did not hurt the way I expected. It felt strange and sad, but I was not falling apart. I was okay. Later, a woman named Laura sent me a message. She said, "I hope this is not strange. I want to ask you something about Nathan. We talked. She told me Nathan dated her for 6 months. He told her she was special. Then one day he disappeared. No message. No goodbye. I realized I was not the first. He had a pattern. He liked being loved, but he could not give real love back. In the following weeks, I did things I loved. I took photos again. I joined an art class. I baked for my neighbors. I joined a book club and made a friend named Sarah. She said to me one day, "You are stronger than you think." Her words stayed with me. Months passed, then I got a wedding invitation. It was from Nathan's wife. Her name was Hannah. I did not go to the wedding, but I thought about her that weekend. I hoped he would keep his promises this time. I put the card in my notebook as a reminder that I survived. A year later, I went on a short holiday to a new city. I met a man named Daniel at a cafe. He was kind and patient. He listened when I spoke. I did not feel nervous with him. I felt calm. We kept in touch. We wrote letters and talked on the phone. I did not know what the future held, but I was not afraid anymore. I was not waiting for someone to choose me. I already chose myself. I used to think the ring meant everything. But now I know the real promise is the one you make to yourself. Never settle for less than you deserve. Never let someone else decide your worth. She got the ring, but I got my life back. One day I saw Nathan again at the library. He was with his wife. She was pregnant. They looked happy. I watched them leave. That night I felt peace. His world no longer touched mine. I did not need answers. I already found what I needed. Later, Hannah sent me a message. She said, "I know about you. I found out how things ended. I did not know before the wedding. I am sorry. You did not deserve that." I thanked her and said I hoped she was well. After I sent it, I felt light. I put something heavy down for the last time. Some journeys begin with love. Others begin with loss. Mine began with both. I lost someone who never truly saw me. But in that loss, I found myself. I found the parts of me I hid to make someone else comfortable. I found strength I did not know I had. She got the ring, yes, but I got something stronger. I got freedom. I got peace. I got the power to choose myself every day, and that is the real happy ending. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. When you learn to love yourself, you stop accepting love that hurts you. That is the lesson I learned. That is the gift Nathan gave me without meaning to.